But I couldn't resist on Friday night sharing what the Lord stirred in my heart. Does anybody remember what the 5 keys to unlock the miraculous power of God? Give me one, Nancy.
The right place, being in the right place.
And that means?
And that means the place that's appointed by God.
Right, the place that He set His name. How is it that we struggle for so long sometimes before we really get the breakthrough and the answer to prayer that we so desperately need? But the Lord said one of the reasons that Hannah, I believe, received her breakthrough is because she went to the place that God set His name. He marked that house with His presence. That's what that means. He marked it with His presence. What was one of the other keys? Tiffany?
The right time.
She came at the right time. The appointed time that God put on His calendar. She came at the time of the feast. You know, Jesus celebrated the feasts. Paul, Peter, John, James, all the disciples, they honored and celebrated the Moed, the appointed times that God set on His calendar. He said, I am clearing my calendar and I'm scheduling an appointment to meet with you. Are you going to come? Are you going to come? And Hannah went. She went to the right place, the place that God marked with His presence. She went at the right time, the time that God said, I'm opening the heavens and I'm clearing my calendar and I'm turning my ear toward your cry. What else did she do? What was another key?
Travailed in prayer.
She poured her soul out before the Lord. She didn't stay strong and give herself a pep talk and keep herself at a distance from God. She did the exact opposite. She poured her soul and became an offering to the Lord. Paul said, I'm poured out like a drink offering on the altar of God. She poured out her soul. What else did she do? What was another key? She came into alignment with God's anointed. Was he flawed?
Oh, absolutely.
He blundered terribly, didn't he? He had about as much discernment as my Chihuahua in that moment. But he was the anointed servant of God. He carried the mantle, the garment. And as the man who was anointed for that office, she honored him and she sought his blessing. So she came into alignment with the anointed one, not the perfect one, but the one that was called. And what was the other key? Anybody remember? Yes. She married her faith to the word that he spoke. She married her faith. He said, may God grant you your request. And she married her faith to the word of the Lord. And it says she went away and her countenance was no more sad, even though her circumstance hadn't changed one iota. Her circumstance was exactly the same outwardly, but inwardly she received as from the Lord that word, and it liberated her by faith.